Are big Lego sets better than small Lego sets for investing? If you want to buy a Lego set and hold it while values go up, should you be buying a $20 Lego set or a $200 Lego set? That is a question I get asked all the time. And Shane, what do you invest in? Do you get big sets or small sets? I get both, and that is the short answer. I get both large sets and small sets. There are pros and cons for each of them. And that's for a different video, but in this one, I want to show you some of the large, higher priced Lego sets that I have invested in over the last couple of years that have given me a return on investment. I'm going to share with you 7 Lego sets that I actually invested in and actually sold. I'm going to give you my numbers. What did I buy them for? What did I sell them for? What was my return on investment? And these are some of the larger sets, $150, $200 in that kind of price range. So we're going to jump in and look at actual sales that I have made with these larger Lego sets. Now, I do want to call something out here as we are about to look at these numbers, that when you are investing in larger sets, sometimes one of the big benefits of that is to deploy more money, right? So if you are a larger Lego investor, if you are working at scale and you've got a pretty big operation, then larger Lego sets become more attractive to you because maybe you have a lot of money that you need to invest. So if you wanted to do that with BrickHead sets at $10 a piece, it's going to take you a lot more work to actually deploy that amount of money that you want to invest. Whereas with $200 sets, it might be easier to put all of the amount of money that you want to invest into your Lego inventory. So there is that big benefit of, it just means less sourcing and less selling if you buy larger sets. On the flip side, smaller sets can get higher return on investments. They do often have more runway to grow in value if it's a $10, $20, $25, $30 set. It is easier to see it reaching 2x or 3x the MSRP than it is for a $200 set. So a lot of my friends who are doing pretty big numbers in Lego investing tend to really like some of these larger sets because they can deploy larger sums of money, even though it means sometimes you're going to get a smaller return on investment. So as we're going through these numbers, I just want you to keep that in mind because with larger sets, we are more looking for scalability. We're more looking for the dollar profit that you're getting for each sale as opposed to the return on investment, because we do go into it knowing that the return on investment is going to be a little lower than what we might see on a $20 or $30 set. Now that is not always the case, and in some cases we have a large set, a $200 set, that reaches a return on investment that far surpasses most small sets, and I've got a few examples of that on this list as well that I invested in and sold. So let's jump in and talk about this. First up, we have the Creator Expert Corner Garage. Now the Corner Garage is a Lego modular building, very popular series of sets for Lego investing, and for me this series was one of the ones that really caught my attention when I first started Lego investing. I saw sets like the Green Grocer selling for $1,500 and it really caught my attention. Now Corner Garage is one that retired a little more recently. It retired at the end of 2021 and it is set number 10264. It was a $200 set when it was available in retail stores. It had a pretty strong price per piece of 8 cents. You got good value in this. Often with these modular buildings you do get good value. There is a lot of pieces. The detail and the build is incredible. It will keep you busy for quite some time building these sets. Now I held this for 12 months. The strategy that you have for hold time of course depends on you and what you want to achieve with your Lego investing business. If I had held this for 3 years, of course it would be selling at a higher price. And for me, I like a little bit of a faster turnover, so I sold this after a year. But what we're going to see when we look at some of the other sets on this list of other large sets that I sold, sometimes modular buildings, if you hold them a little longer, you can do a whole lot better. And so they are a series of sets that tend to kind of stretch their legs a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd year of retirement. So some of the ones that I held a little longer were much better return on investments, of course. This one was a $379 sale price, bought it at $200 of course, and sold it for $379. Now of course we have fees and shipping and different things on top of that. So the profit was $103. Now that's still not bad, right? $103 per unit. Of course, I didn't just get one of these. I actually don't remember the quantity. Maybe it was around 10 that I had of this one. I didn't go super deep on it. And as I mentioned, the longer hold time typically on some of these modular buildings that I had in the past made me less excited to go super deep on this one. But I went into it thinking I would hold it for a year, and that's exactly what I did. So I sold it for $379, $103 profit. Now, the thing about that, it's a 52% return on investment. And when we compare a 52% return on investment with what you might get in a smaller set like a BrickHead set that can give you 120% return on investment, really we're going to find a lot of smaller sets that are doing much higher return on investments. But we can't really find a smaller set that are going to pay us $103 of profit for making one sale. So that is the different mentality that I have when I'm thinking about selling larger sets. I think more about the dollar value or the dollar profit amount because I'm making $100 per sale. And so in addition to being more scalable, you're also making more profit per sale as opposed to having such a high return on investment. So that's the mentality. Now, I still do wish that I got a bit of a higher return on the Corner Garage. This one slightly underperformed my expectations. Selling for $379 is still not bad. I did expect it to go a bit above the $400 mark, and actually to this day, it still hasn't really gone there. It's been a little flat this year in 2023. So this one, I have no doubt that it will pick up some steam again in the future when more of those lowball sellers sell out. Still nothing to be complaining about, and that is one of the worst investments on this list. We will look at some examples that are a whole lot stronger than this one. So that is Creator Expert Corner Garage. Now next up we have the Creator Expert James Bond Aston Martin DB5. I'm a huge fan of this set, by the way, and I've said this a couple times before, but I think Creator Expert and Icons vehicles are some of the examples of amazing Lego design. Some of these vehicle sets, I just think they look so good and the detail is phenomenal. This is set number 10262. Now I bought this set for $157, which is pretty much the retail price. Price per piece of 12 cents. I overpaid a little bit. I would have rather get it at a better price. I held it for around 12 months, ended up selling it for $295, and that was a profit of $78, return on investment of 50%. So again, with this one, it slightly underperformed my expectations. In my opinion, really the mistake was paying full retail for this. I should have made sure to get a better deal on it. Typically with larger sets, sometimes it's really hard to get great deals on it, but if you got this with gift with purchases, with cash back and different things like that, then you could have got the set for a better price than what I paid for it here. But even with that higher price that I paid, I still ended up selling for $295, which is $78 of profit. And again, per sale, making 78 bucks. That's not bad, right? So it was a 50% return on investment on the James Bond Aston Martin DB5. Now, Pirates of Barracuda Bay. This is a super popular set in both the collecting and investing communities in Lego. And this is a Lego Idea set, is 21322. It was a $200 set, incredible value, 8 cents price per piece. What you get in here is just absolutely incredible and so nostalgic for so many Lego fans around the world who love the old Pirates themes. And we have 8 minifigures here as well. So this set is just action packed. I'm a huge fan of this. I wish I kept one for myself. I actually ended up selling every unit that I had. This was a hold for 12 months, so I held it for 1 year, ended up selling it $375. Now, this is one that I should have held a little bit longer. This was a $96 profit. The price has continued to go up, so I sold at $375. I think right now it's about $420 on Amazon. So I got a return on investment of 48% on this. It could have been higher. So again, if I had have got it for a better price, or if I had have held it for a little bit longer, that return on investment would be stronger. But in keeping with my target hold time of 12 months, I decided to sell it, move some of that profit, and again, it's almost $100 profit per sale, into other investments that I was making in Q4 last year. That is typically how I like to operate things, because I want turnover, I want compounding of my money. But again, holding this longer would not have been a bad thing. This set is now selling for more than double of its MSRP, and I just love this set. So next up we have another modular building. This is Creator Expert Downtown Diner. So this is set number 10260 with $170 buy cost. Price per piece of 7 cents. Once again, we see a really great value in these Creator Expert modular buildings. Held this one for 2 years. So as I was saying with Corner Garage, I held it for a short period of time when it comes to what I usually did before that with modular buildings. Downtown Diner is one that I held for longer. I held this for 2 years, ended up selling for $400. So this was a very solid investment, $151 of profit for each unit that I invested in, 89% return on investment. And when you get 89% or 100% on a large set, that's a phenomenal investment, because again, you got the benefits of investing in larger inventory, more scalability, easier deployment of your money, and easier management. And I know some people would disagree with that because shipping larger sets is a little bit harder, but you can implement systems and different things to make that, pretty seamless. And in my opinion, larger sets and investing in larger sets is a lot easier than investing in smaller sets. And then when you have one that reaches a really good return on investment, then you get the benefit of both worlds. But you got to note that the hold time here was a little longer, right? So I could make 89% return on smaller sets in 1 year, and I had to wait 2 years on Downtown Diner to do those same numbers. So this was really before I started to intentionally shorten my hold time. Before I would wait a little longer on sets if I felt like they needed me to wait longer. Now I'm a little more likely to sell at smaller return on investments so I can reinvest the money. So Downtown Diner was a 2 year wait time. Now it was a $400 sale, which for a $170 $200 purchase price. That's not bad, right? That is $151 per sale of profit. 89% return on the Downtown Diner. Next up, we have the modular Lego store. Now, this was a Bricklink designer program set. That is, for anyone who's not aware, that is a program where there were fan designed sets that were manufactured on a very limited run by the Lego group. And so you had to pre-order them before you were able to get them. There was very strict quantity limits, and they released them in waves. And so there's been 3 waves. There is a 4th one coming up. But this was one of those sets. And so you had to pre-order it, and they end up becoming quite scarce. And so this was set number 910009, cost of $180. When I saw this one, I just had a feeling this was going to be a great investment because it just looks like it belongs in everybody's Lego city, right? Like, how could you have a Lego city, be a big Lego fan, and not have a Lego store in your Lego city? So the modular version of the Lego store, in my opinion, is just a great idea. The concept behind this was just perfect. 8 cents price per piece, again, great value, $180 purchase price. I only held this for around 6 months. I think it was actually a little shorter than 6 months because the price on this on the aftermarket skyrocketed. And again, I had to order this probably a year before it ever shipped out. I think it was probably even longer than a year. So some people would say we should factor that into the whole time, but I didn't actually have to pay for the set until it was shipping. So pre-order a year in advance, pay for it when it was shipping, and then 6 months from that point is when I sold it. Approximately $475 sale price, $230 profit on this, 128% return on investment. Now the downside of this one, of course, is quantity. All of the other sets we looked at up until now, I got multiple quantities of, varying different quantities. This one I think I only had one of, so it was a $230 profit, and that's it. I just had one quantity of this. I much prefer, of course, to be able to go a lot bigger on my Lego investments. Next up, we have Creator Expert Parisian Restaurant 10243. Very popular set in the modular lineup. In fact, my favorite modular building that was ever released is this one. $160 purchase price before they started raising prices, and again, a 6 cents price per piece. Incredible value. Now, this was another one that I held for a little longer. This was a 2-year hold time, but the selling price was worth it. This is a $485 selling price on this one. That's a $234 profit per sale. 146% return on investment. Again, more than doubling your money, almost 2.5xing your money, which is just fantastic, right? And that was a 2-year hold time. So it's a little longer, but with 146% return, that's not bad, especially at these higher price points. Now, let's talk about my favorite investment on this list. And this is one that has become a little notorious in the Lego investing communities because it performed so well. It was an incredible investment. For those of you out there who invested in this set, great job. It is, of course, the Stranger Things Upside Down. This is such an iconic set. This is set number 75810, cost of $200, packed with minifigures based on one of the most popular TV shows on Netflix, and such a unique set. And even if you don't like Stranger Things, you gotta just look at this set and think that is pretty interesting, right? You've got a building and some trees and different things, but they're shown twice as a mirror image of itself to show us the upside down from the show, of course. You have all of these unique minifigures that you cannot get anywhere else. And so if you are a Stranger Things fan and you love Stranger Things, you want to collect the minifigures, you're either going to go buy this set or you're going to go buy these minifigures from the set for inflated prices on eBay anyway. And all of the minifigures are selling for extremely high prices on their own, and so that has helped to lift the value of this set. It was a $200 set while it was available in stores, price per piece of 9 cents, held for 7 months. So I bought it for $200, held it for 7 months. Now we held a couple more past 7 months. We started selling at around 7 months because the price had skyrocketed. We held a couple more, over the next couple of months to see what would happen with the price. But after that 7-month hold time, what happened was the new season of Stranger Things was released, and when that happened, the demand for this set skyrocketed and the price skyrocketed with it. So we were selling this set for $500 after 7 months. This was a profit of $206, which is, of course, more than doubling our money on this one. That was 103% return on investment. So although the set that we just looked at, Parisian Restaurant, had 146% return, which is obviously better than this, that was a 2-year hold time. This was a 7-month hold time, right? So after 7 months, you're doubling your money. Incredible example of a Lego investment right there. And again, if we think about the dollar value you're getting back as well on the investment, it is $206 of profit per sale, which is exactly what you want if you are a larger seller. You want those dollar values to be up there. And so $206 of profit, 103% return on investment on Stranger Things Upside Down. Now, those are some of the larger sets that I've sold over the last year or two, just to show some examples of what is possible with larger Lego set investing. Again, some of these return on investments are not what you're used to seeing with some of these smaller sets. But again, the dollar profits you're getting back is typically better, and you can put more money to work a whole lot easier and faster with larger sets. Now, notable mentions that are not here, of course, 1989 Batmobile and Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage are two sets that I did not invest in, that I should have invested in. I was just focused on other sets at the time, and those ones did not make my hit list. And of course, both ended up being incredible investments. I actually made an entire video walking through some Lego sets that I missed out on, that I did not invest in, that would have been great investments. You can watch that video right here. And also, if you want to get in on the discussion about Lego investing, make sure to join our free Facebook group. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you can get in there, get in on the discussion completely for free. So make sure to join that Facebook group now. And once again, thank you so much for being here. I'm Shane from BrickBucks.net, and I will see you in the next one.